Welcome to Cruise Gurus. We are here to share with you the Cunard Queen Mary 2. We are on it for the beginning of the world voyage. We'll spend 1 month aboard and we're excited to show you all that we could find out about this incredible ocean liner, not a cruise ship.
Today we'll be taking a detailed tour of a sheltered balcony on deck 4 of the Queen Mary 2. This is cabin 4203 on the starboard side at the aft of the ship, the back of the ship. This is a basic balcony setup and won't be any different if you had a different balcony room without the sheltered balcony. There is a closet and restroom as you immediately enter. You walk into the bedroom space and then there's a desk and couch with a door that leads out to your balcony. The configuration is the same whether you have a sheltered balcony, a regular balcony, or an obstructed balcony. The only difference may be that your room would be switched so that the bed and restroom are on the right side of the room and your desk is on the left. Your desk is one of the few flat surfaces in the room and it gets widely used. There is a telephone that will stay there as well as a document holder, and then over towards the wall is a beverage center with your tea kettle, wine glasses, coffee cups, water glasses, and tea setup. There are 2 drawers beneath the tea setup. One is with the hairdryer. It does need to be plugged in and turned on. The second drawer is a thinner drawer and is empty. Below that is the mini fridge. It will come with a mini fridge setup. We asked our room attendant to go ahead and remove those things so that we could place our own items inside. There is an additional drawer in front of the chair, and on top of the desk you will have a pad of paper, a pen, and a folder with items that you may need for your voyage. The only other flat surface in the room is this small coffee table, and we had a bottle of bubbly waiting for us as part of our world voyage amenities. For living space, you have the chair behind the desk as well as the small love seat. Although the TV is directly in front of the bed, you also have a good viewing angle from the couch. The mirror by the desk acts as a vanity with its own separate lights, and behind the bed is another set of 2 mirrors as well as a padded headboard, and there are bedside lamps as well. There are neither plugs nor USB ports at the bedsides. There are UK outlets under the bed, which are a little bit hard to get to, and the lamps are plugged into them. We sacrificed the lamps in order to plug in things like CPAP machines and phone chargers. Mind you, to get to those plugs, you're going to have to crawl down on the floor under the bed and do some really tight maneuvering. We were also surprised to find that only one side of the bed had a toggle switch to turn the lights on and off, and it was only for the main lights in the cabin. It did not toggle all the lights off. So if you had the lights over the vanity turned on, you would have to get up out of bed and turn those off separately. These aren't huge problems, but they were things for us to take note of, and when you're on a long journey like a world voyage, it can feel like you want all of the amenities and comfortabilities right there at your fingertips. The hallway from the main cabin entrance into the main cabin room space features closet area on one side and bathroom on the other. That does mean that closet doors and bathroom doors can collide a little bit, and it's a tight space. The closets themselves have an interesting configuration. The closet closest to the bed is a tall closet with a single shelf above, and the hangers are the type where the hangers are removable, but the stem stays affixed to the closet rod. Each stem has space for 2 hangers. The middle wardrobe has your life jackets on the top shelf, a safe on the next shelf, and 2 additional shelves. Below that are a series of drawers. One will hold your laundry bag and the others are empty for your own use. We found the drawers to be deep enough to take care of shirts, scarves, swimming suits, accessories, as well as undergarments. The final closet section is also a tall hanging space. It does have a belt and tie rack on the door, and on the inside is a closet rod that you can fit regular hangers into. Instead of hanging across the closet, these are actually vertical and come out of the closet. We found this a little bit more cumbersome, but it worked for suits, shirts, and outerwear. In the bathroom, you'll have a shower, a loo, and a sink. The shower is a handheld shower wand with a shower curtain. Shampoo, body wash, and body lotion are provided for you. There is no conditioner. Towels are over the toilet, where you'll have additional hanging racks, toilet tissue, and tissue paper. A bath mat is placed on the floor, and there is a lip from the shower to the rest of the floor. At the sink area, you will have hand soap, a single handle faucet, as well as 2 soap dishes, 2 glasses, and 2 shelves. The trash can in the restroom is a pull-out bin, and there is a full cupboard with an exceptional amount of space for storage underneath the sink. It is notable that there is not a plug anywhere in the bathroom, but 2 robes are provided, and there are hooks on the bathroom door to store them. And immediately outside the bathroom door is a full-length mirror. In the entryway, you will have a room service breakfast menu on the door handle that you put out at night, the night before you want breakfast. While room service comes at an extra expense during the day or at night, it is free for breakfast. There is also a magnet with a privacy or please make up the room that you put onto your door when you leave your room. Speaking of magnets, like most ships, the Queen Mary 2 has steel walls and ceilings in the cabins, which, if you bring your own hooks, allow for extra storage space. Because the balcony is really the distinguishing feature of this cabin, we want to show you that. We found it to be really perfect for transatlantic crossings when the weather isn't great. We could be outside the balcony without getting wet. We had a lot of shelter and protection, but we never lost our views. As a personal preference, I prefer to be on a lower floor balcony because it puts me closer to the water, and if there is any marine life, I have a better chance of seeing it. The higher the balcony, the further you are from the view. So for me on the Queen Mary 2, being on the 4th floor was actually a bonus. Furthermore, there are lifeboats above you, not below you, so there really isn't anything obstructing your view below. If you were in an obstructed view balcony, that would be on the 8th floor, and that's where the lifeboats really are in your face and really do obstruct your view. We have done tours of other cabins on the Queen Mary 2. We hope that you'll join us to see some of those, especially the Queen's Room Duplex, the top room on the entire ship.